Hey, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So in the overnight session, we saw a balanced breakdown below the 64 to 66 area, and at this point, heading into the open, the sell side is in firm control. Nasdaq had been leading the weakness on the downside, and that's a move that started on Friday, and then today in the overnight session, we've seen a catch-up move in the S&P, and there's still more catching up to do. So the short-term bias is going to be bearish. The overnight bias is bearish. So we do have alignment as far as the trend and bias goes, with the previous day being bearish as well. So the focus is going to be on the short side heading into the open. The first area of resistance is 54.75 to 56.75, and then the major inflection point is 64 to 66.5, which marks the lower edge of the previous balance that we just broke down from. If the market is truly weak, then most likely we won't make it back up to 64 to 66.5, but in the event that we do, that would be a high odds short on first test. On the downside, we have pre-market support 45 quarter, and that's really more of a reference point. If the market's holding below 45 quarter, then it would just confirm the weakness and bring 40 to 42 and 35 quarter, 37 quarter into play. Now, given that the sellers are in firm control, we do want to be cautious on taking any long setups, even on the day time frame. 35 quarter, 37 quarter may provide a bit of a reaction. 28 to 30 is a better spot for responsive buyers to be active. But given that sellers are in firm control, again, you want to be a little more careful and a bit more cautious on taking any long setups because they are going to be counter to the immediate trend. But 28 to 30 is the area where we could get a buy response on first test, especially if the other markets are testing some larger time frame support at the same time. But as far as the big picture support goes, at this point, the major swing low that ES can be heading towards, and it doesn't have to happen all in a single day, but would be 1804 quarter to 1805 quarter. Nasdaq has already broken kind of the equivalent of that swing low. So right now, given how weak Europe is, and just given the conviction on the sell side here in the overnight session, we're going to be very careful on taking any long setups on the day time frame. The focus is going to be on the short side, looking for a move at least down into 35 quarter, 37 quarter, and even 28 to 30 is an area that is likely to get tested here on the day time frame. So there's still plenty of room for ES to move lower. So let's just keep an eye on the 54.75 to 56.75. Even if we break above it, 64 to 66.5 and the resistance zones above can still be spots where the market rejects and fails. So the focus will remain on the short side. The only time we'll be careful or will adapt more of a neutral bias is if we start seeing some very strong signs of buyers stepping in a big way. Major upside tick readings, major upside momentum, something like that. But absent any major buying and some very clear signs of buyers stepping in, the focus will remain on the short side, looking for a break of 45 quarter, for a test of 35 quarter, 37 quarter, and 28 to 30. So those are our main ideas heading into the open. Let's see if the sell side can maintain this firm control, and we'll take it from there.